I'm very excited about this because this is a part of the 10x program. Over the next 10 years, we want to take 30 to 50 products whose R&D is carried out largely in India and which has a potential of becoming 1,000 crore revenue per year market in India. We will like to help them and see that they reach there. Because if we are able to be successful, we'll change India. And we started this program a few months back and we started looking around. And one of the first program product that we came across was that by Twin Health. And since then, I've been working with their founders. It's a unique AI-based treatment towards reversing type 2 diabetes. Now, those who do not know what type 2 diabetes is the one which is acquired diabetes and not there from the birth. The other diabetes is called type 1, and type 1 diabetes cannot be, or at least is not yet understood to be treated by this. So this is specifically type 2 diabetes that I'm going to talk about. Now, please note that I'm not an expert in medical diagnostics at all. I don't understand much of medicines and health, and yet I've been actually following quite a bit of it. And this is one of the things that I have followed for last several months, went into depth, and what I'm going to present is what I strongly believe in. I think most of you may know that India is considered to be a diabetic capital of the world. Almost 12% of India is estimated to have diabetes. And most of the, as I pointed out, is type 2 diabetes, almost 95% of it. Now, those who are diagnosed with this diabetes, and particularly slightly advanced diabetes, they spend a significant part of their income on diabetic care. There are talks about 3,000 to 8,000 rupees per month. And it really hurts in many, many ways. And the expenditure on diabetes in India is likely to grow at a compounding rate of about 16.7%, and market likely to explode. And it is here that we came across this program which can make a huge difference. And I'll talk about it. The first thing that I understood, and I kind of knew about it, that diabetes is a lifestyle disorder. It is not strictly a disease, but a condition caused by what is called damaged metabolism. Now, my first question was, what is metabolism? Metabolism is a large number of biochemical reactions that take place in human body at every instant of time. It involves conversion of food to energy, conversion of food to protein and carbohydrates, elimination of waste. And this metabolism is not constant. It changes continuously. Every few minutes is different from what it was. And the key inputs affecting metabolism is breathing, food, sleep, and activity. Basically, it burns calories, activity. We'll look at what its implication is. Now, I remember that when we were young, we had healthy food of yesteryears. Our mom used to cook fairly healthy meal. If you're in South India, maybe rasam, more, 2 curries, real mix of flavor plus some sambar, ghee. Or if we are from North India, maybe chapati, using grinded wheat grain and soft dough with a spread of vegetables. It balanced what is called macro, micro, and bio. Today, the diet has become fairly unhealthy. And it is that which damages metabolism. And there are various symptoms of diabetes. I don't want to get into it, but frequent urination, blurred vision, dehydration, frequently very hungry, tiredness, etc., etc. Now, what is the onsetting of diabetes? What happens right in the beginning? what happens is that sugars go high, we all know. Basically, the cell doors do not open well. Cells are supposed to absorb sugar and convert to energy, but the cell doors are kind of closed and the sugar doesn't go in easily. Now what it does, it signals beta cells in pancreas to secrete more insulin so as to open cell doors. Now this process has already started damaging metabolism. With time, we may see that the blood will generally become thicker and more viscous, affecting blood flows to the thinnest nerves are eyes, and the farthest, the foot nerves, and may eventually result into retinopathy and neuropathy, numbness of muscle, and of course in advanced diabetes. But what this damaged metabolism does, it would further prevent insulin from opening cell doors. So even though insulin is secreted, but still cell doors are not opened. When cell doors are not open, more insulin would be needed to be secreted. Now pancreas will be working harder and harder and harder. And this excess insulin is bad. Body may get inflamed and start damaging beta cells. Now if it's the early diabetes, very often lifestyle corrections can somehow overcome this. Avoiding high sugar diet, little more activity. Things like should avoid rice, potatoes, other starchy vegetables, sugar, ice cream, pizza, all the things that we like. These bananas, papayas, no maida. This can help. If it's a very early diabetes, probably it will be corrected. And maybe occasionally you use some metformin to improve the cell sensitivity to absorb sugar. Now, but remember that this metformin does not correct metabolism. So if it is corrected by various lifestyle corrections, it is okay. But if it's not, the metabolism continues to get damaged. And soon you will find that all this is not enough. You have started reaching the middle stage of diabetes. It is here, as diabetes increases, metabolism further gets into trouble. You get into a cyclic problem. Sugar rises, body requests more insulin, beta cells start secreting more insulin, but the insulins are not able to open more doors. And then beta cells starts getting attacked. Basically, insulin's resistance keeps increasing. The body is known to be what is called insulin resistant. Even more insulin will be required, beta cells do not generate and deteriorates further. Beyond a certain limit, you will see no beta cells, no insulin, and you will start needing insulin injections. We have known many people of diabetes getting into this state fairly quickly. Now, as sugar keeps going high, it starts to get converted into fat. Now, you will soon see fatty acids in blood, cholesterol increases. The staggered flow of blood will start impacting, creating high blood pressure. Excess sugar will start creating obesity. So almost in 78% of patients, you will find that blood pressure, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and obesity are comorbidities of diabetes. And this is very difficult to correct. Remember, high sugar is a symptom of damaged metabolism. Initially, we may use metformin, as I said, to improve cell sensitivity to absorb sugar. It corrects symptom, but does not correct metabolism. Then you can use sulfonylurea to get pancreas to secrete more insulin. Basically, insulin resistance will further increase. May then be prescribed DPP-4 to secrete incretin, insulin-like, to intestine to open cells. But as I pointed out, none of these correct metabolism. The body is continuing to deteriorate. At most, it may give you temporary relief. So what is this damaged metabolism and how can it be corrected? basically, extreme case of damaged metabolism will result into either fatty liver, fatty pancreas, fatty muscles, body inflamed plus reddish patches at times. Now, liver is responsible for all biochemical reactions, and you will soon start seeing kidneys getting affected. The worst thing is there will be a risk that waste broken down by liver to be excreted through kidney. As liver breaks down, does not get properly done. Blood urea nitrogen does not get processed well. Kidneys deteriorate, uric acid and creatine excretion decreases, waste not properly broken, filtration is affected, and it may result into a kidney failure. The question is, once the metabolism has started damaging and gone beyond the early stage, why does it continue to deteriorate? Basically, because all the treatment that you are taking, all the medicines that you're taking, is giving you temporary relief, but not treating damaged metabolism. Damaged metabolism is not getting reversed. Symptoms are being treated. So what does one do? Well, one would often have to live with something like this. People say, well, you have to take these insulin-resistant injections throughout your life. And this kind of, even to think about it, you shudder, but that's what the reality is. And it is here that we first heard about this unique twin health technology. This company is located here, has been working here for several years, and it is focusing on treatment of damaged metabolism. It is this which got us interested, and we started going deep into what they are doing. Actually, what they are doing is in one way fairly sophisticated, but fairly simple to understand. The first thing that it does, it listens to the body 24/7 using body sensors. Now, remember that in traditional healthcare also, anything that went wrong, you actually listen to the body, the Vaidyas, the Malvis, listen to the body and used to do treatment. Out here, we are going one step further and we are saying some sensors will be put in the body which will listen to the body 24/7 while you are eating, while you are moving, while you are sleeping, and all the time. And this listening to the body, the data that is being collected, is going to, every few minutes the data is captured by a powerful computer. It will be sent. Almost 3,000 data points will be sent every day from human body by the twin sensors. And it goes to this powerful computer with large compute power, which has the ability to process data. And what it does, that it starts using this data to build a model of human body. As data comes in a continuous manner, the model gets more and more accurate and refined. Most of you know that basically you start with a model, the parameters are not known, and you try to predict the behavior. But you find that predicted behavior is very different from the new data that you get. New data says that something else is happening and your prediction was not correct. Then you start tuning the model. And more data comes in, more you are able to tune in. And eventually, as the model gets tuned, basically the model is able to accurately predict behavior of that human body. Now, that a model is considered to be good and become robust when incoming data starts matching the predicted data. And the data will keep coming. And you will keep on checking if there is a difference. If the predicted data is going off, you further tune the model. And over time, you will see the model is more or less giving you exactly what the new data is giving you. This is what Twin Health essentially does. Uses the power of artificial intelligence to create what is called a whole body digital twin. The full body's model of, as the various inputs are coming, all these for food, sleep, activity, all these inputs as they come whatever metabolism changes, that metabolism is starting to be predicted by, and the digital twin soon starts more or less representing the actual human body. So what are the sensors that one uses? Initially, I thought it must be very complex sensors. They are not. I actually saw those sensors. There are CGM sensors marked on the arm. Every 15 minutes, it measures sugar and sends the data. There is a sensor watch, Fitbit wristband. It measures sleep, heart rate, step count, other fitness parameters every 5 minutes. Then there is a body composition monitor. It's like a kind of a weighing machine. You stand over that every morning and about 13 different data gets populated. Signals go from your feet onto your body, gets reflected, and you get the data and capture that every morning. And there is, of course, a blood pressure machine, Bluetooth enabled. You put it on periodically, in the beginning more often, later less and less, and that data is also captured. Now besides this, blood tests are comprehensive blood tests are done 4 times a year. This is something in a conventional manner. You have to go to a doctor who will collect your blood, and all the tests are done, and this data is also fed to the model. And if, for example, to ensure that you have only type 2 diabetes and not type 1, for first 10 days or so, a ketometer is used. And this data is going to TPN software. So this is basically the mechanism. The data is captured. And as this data goes to the powerful computer, you see this. The AI twin is starting to process the data. Initially, if you see, the actual data from CGM patch is something like this, and your prediction is not that accurate. And over time, you will see it starts matching more and more. It continuously learns from incoming data. As model become more robust, and digital AI twin behaves exactly as human body and precisely measures damaged metabolism, then you require less and less input data. You don't need to put all this data. Model is actually able to even predict what the metabolism, and it will figure out. So you can start pulling out sensors one after another. It figures out what the patient is doing with fewer sensors. That watch you probably will always wear. But other sensors gradually you will start removing. And it actually pulls that you are able to predict what happens when a person eats, what activity the person is undertaking, how is she breathing, how is she sleeping. All these can be predicted. And even the limited amount of data that comes from your Fitbit is actually used to correct whatever change is required. Even if the body metabolism changes suddenly, and there are times if you eat something, you do something, it changes. Digital twin very quickly with the Fitbit data itself will be able to adapt. This is where the model has become robust. So what do you do? Basically, the digital twin platform is used for a personalized treatment. Remember, the metabolism is personalized, personal. It is changes from person to person, changes from time to time. So the digital twin platform will help you personalize a treatment. Its first thing that it does, it starts identifying the food item which are tolerant to your body and which are intolerant to the body. It records food intake, and the software then analyzes micro, macro, and biota nutrients and determine drivers of glucose response to each food. Every food, what happens to the glucose? Fortunately, you're not given any cap on calorie consumption. Eat as much as you like to see that your hunger is satisfied. But eat the right food, because now it will start marking the food. This food is a red food. It is bad for you. It is not tolerated by your body. As soon as you eat it, you will see the negative impact. This, on the other hand, is a green food. It's tolerated by your body. Now, first of all, eat green food. What is more important is that as metabolism heals, and you will find that it starts healing very rapidly, some of the red food will become green food. And over time, all the red food will become green food. In the beginning, you just have to see whenever you get a red sign, avoid that food. And there are no supplements, no keto diet, no paleo diet, but daily precision nutrition guidance. But also, the platform will suggest to you certain activities, not very hard, and suitable medicines under physician's advice. But what is interesting is that it will start pulling you out of the medicine that you have been taking. For example, you have been taking insulin, fairly quickly it will be able to pull things out. So what is this whole process? The Twin Health is signing up with doctors and getting doctors to understand this. And you'll have to sign up with one of those doctors. The first thing, doctors will ensure that you have a type 2 diabetes. Besides the doctor, a personal health coach will be assigned to you throughout the treatment. The personal health coach will guide you on a continuous basis. It will be coming on your phone, a mobile app, and of course, if necessary, it will also talk. Of course, digital twin will send people home to conduct your blood test 4 times a year. It will then start placing sensors. I talked about the different sensors on for 24/7 monitoring. And this data will be automatically going to a Twin Health program. This will follow you 24/7. And artificial intelligence will now start creating a body twin, your body twin, a digital twin of your body. Certain dietary pattern will be recommended. There will be personalized advices and advices suitable medicine. A mobile phone app will be your guide, telling you what to do and what not to do. Recording all the food intake, warning you if things are going wrong, telling you how things are improving or not improving on a continuous basis. So right in the beginning, the platform will capture your food preference, because not everybody likes the same kind of food. It will capture your food preference, it will capture the taste for your food, as well as so that it can recommend the right food. The platform will recommend, the professional health coach will help you ensure that you are getting the right food, can even help you, advise you how to do food preparation so that it becomes interesting. In the beginning, several food will be red food, so you'll have a little less choice, but interesting food preparation can actually be done. And this health coach will be with you throughout the diabetic reversal experience. Now, what you will find that in most cases, sugar gets normalized within a week, even if you are advanced diabetic, within a week. And very soon, if you have been taking insulin injection, almost in 70% of the cases, in 25 days, we'll say no more insulin. It will advise you. In other cases, it may take longer time, 40 days, 45 days, 2 months at time, sometime in worst case, 3 months. But if you're following the advice, you will certainly see in the first quarter normalization of sugar. It doesn't even take that long a time. In the second quarter, it is starting to fix your other problems. As I pointed out, they're associated with sugar, maybe cholesterol, blood pressure, and body mass index could be going wrong. In the second quarter, it will focus and optimize that, correct that. The third quarter is a quarter for optimizing the organ health. And by the time you reach fourth quarter, your beta cells are starting to regenerate. It may have stopped if you had advanced diabetes. Now it will start regenerating and the metabolism is starting to correct. So this whole treatment without any specific medicine, the same medicine that you are taking, it is only going to withdraw those medicines over time. It will tell you when to withdraw. Certain minimal amount of activity and the right food. And you will see you are starting to normalize your body, you're starting to heal your body and basically create sustenance. This is restoring metabolism and Tune Health is able to do it rather well, very well. So to summarize, you start with 5 sensors as I talked about: CGM, blood pressure, ketone, body scale, activity tracker, blood glucose, pressure, all these parameters, some 3000 plus signal point is sent to the whole body digital twin, essentially a computer. Sensor data, blood data, food data, preference data, the blood work, and all this goes to this. And of course, the key thing is nutrition, macro, microbiota. Soon you will see all these things starting to correct itself. It will, of course, look at your medication. It will watch your sleep, it will watch your activity, breathing. And this is finally with the help of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things, because you're pulling all the data, you will see the twin precision treatment involves precision nutrition, precision activity, precision sleep, precision breathing, and precision medicine. In fact, no new medicines. So what happens is that, as I pointed out, you initially starts with several sensors, 5, 6 sensors and food log. You'll have to probably do 10 times something you have to enter. About 6 minutes a day it will take first month. Month 2 to 6, your medicine is by and large gone away. Number of sensors have reduced. You no longer require. Food log you have to continue to do. Number of actions per day will go down. Amount of time you will spend per day is gone down. It is 6 months late onwards, your body is healing, complete and adapting. You now need only 2 sensors. You don't need. Your watch will still be there, and that weighing machine kind of thing is what will be there. Only 2 actions a day, 2 minutes a day, and you are starting to heal the body. Now what happens? Giving you some insight, food metabolic response is unique to each patient. Now this is the data of 50 different patients and about 500 food, and the red indicates the food is bad for this person, green indicates the food is good for this person, and the yellow indicates that it's okay. Now if you see the food is red for this particular food is red for this particular food is okay for the next person and is again bad for the next person. So it's a very individualized, personalized treatment. It varies from person to person. And let's see this improvement over time. Initially, unfortunately, if you have advanced diabetes, you'll find that very few food is really green. And this is a difficult period because this is a time when, of course, food has to be cooked in a manner and you will manage. But very soon you will reach this stage where more green has come. And after some time, more green food and more green food and more green food and more green food. This is what happens. And this is only first few months. Over time, you will see that basically everything that you could not eat, you can eat. Of course, in moderation. Let me show you another data. In fact, even look at the taste preference. And it tries to see how your meal becomes tasty for you. It even starts looking at the food and see what you like or not like. And it starts predicting. And even what food, what meal, what combo, how often, it starts predicting. And believe it or not, the AI has helped us advance. There are prediction accuracies today already better. Our mean square error is what is called 0.42 star. And Netflix, which is supposed to pretty much read our mind and figure out what is the kind of movie you like, is still at 0.51 stars. And remember that this is all improving. This is improving and will keep on improving even further. Now, just look at another important thing. Suppose there are 50 members with hypertension, and these were different activities and various medicines and things like that. And let's look at the impact of blood pressure. This particular patient, the treatment plan will say, well, the activity has to be so much, the folate has to be so much. Everybody is getting a different treatment. Whereas this particular patient emphasizes sleep more. And a third patient, the actual precision advice is different. So it is, as I pointed out, 50 members with hypertension, and yet your treatment is different. Remember, I once was talking to an Ayurveda Vaidya, and she told me that Ayurveda does not have a single medicine for any disease. It actually depends on your body. Same thing I heard about Unani. And this is, and remember, whether Nadi Pariksha or all other things are done to actually capture, understand, listen to your body. This work by Twin Health is pretty much doing, understanding your body. It's creating a digital twin of your body and therefore giving you a treatment, advising you a treatment for yourself. Let's look at other things. This is the 50 members with diabetes. And again, activity. Now, digital twin will combine different treatment. For some person, say, well, there should be more activity. Some person says, well, activity is not that much required. What you require is something else. This kind of precision treatment is unique to every individual, and that is what the strength is. And in a very, very short time, within less than about a year, it has now 3,000 plus patients where the diabetes is reversed. In 80% cases, the diabetes gets reversed within 3 months, and insulin gets stopped in almost 100%. In 91% patients, tablets are stopped fairly soon. And of course, there are a large number of doctors. We don't do the treatment without doctors. Doctors are treating you. They're using this. And even the doctors who had diabetes, even their reversal is taking place. So basically, as I pointed out, first 3 months, reducing sugar level, then chronic conditions are getting improved, improving your organ health and beta cell generation. And this is a completely all-inclusive treatment. It charges you a certain amount. Let's say this is one of the treatment plan, say about 72,000, about 6,000 rupees per month. And it actually gets you a consulting doctor. The doctor's fees are included, dedicated coach, their fees are included, sensor, all the sensors are given to you. All the medicines during the treatment is given to you. 4 blood tests are done. Somebody comes to your home and take the blood test. 24/7 body monitoring and continuous advice on your mobile phone and by the dedicated coach. And it can give you immense benefit. I wanted to see what it actually means. I don't know how many of you have heard of Padmashree K.K. Aggarwal. He was till recently National President of India Medical Association. Person who used to come on TV, advise on all kinds of things, and many of us used to look up to him like anything. Most balanced person. Of course, during COVID, he did a lot of advisory on a continuous basis. It's very unfortunate that about 45 days back, he passed away. He himself, while he was advising and treating other patients, he fell victim to COVID. But a some few months before that, he had met the Twin Health people, and there was a kind of a he interviewed a few doctors.
So basically, this program is for insulin resistance. Whenever you have high insulin resistance, this program should work, because that's what it is reversible. And remember, it's a COVID time. COVID-19 also causes very severe insulin resistance. Therefore, all those diabetic patients who are in COVID time, A, they need to control their diabetes at any cost. B, they cannot afford to have insulin resistance, because if they have insulin resistance and COVID comes, it converts that insulin resistance into a severe insulin resistance, and that can cause a catastrophe. So as far as this program is concerned, yes, it makes sense. So as I understand as a moderator, A, if you are a diabetic, B, it has to be a type 2 diabetes. C, probably you will also have abdominal obesity, because that's a marker of insulin resistance. Then you will undergo all the blood tests to find out your food habits, your sensors, everything. And based on Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, the computer will be able to guide you the red and green flags, the green food and the red diet. So red diet at this moment is precipitating further insulin resistance. So you need to omit your red diet. Slowly, your metabolism comes back. Your insulin resistance disappears. Once your insulin resistance disappears, you are back to a normal metabolism. And when you are back to a normal metabolism, you can start living a normal life, a healthy life. It is based on a twin technology of AI and IoT. Yeah. It will follow you. It will see your symptoms. It will do all the blood testing. And then it will basically, based on the AI and based on the experiences of matching it with other people, it will give you a dietetic pattern, and it will also advise you which type of a medicines will suit you.
So this is pretty much the end of my talk. One of the founders of this company is Dr. Maluk. He is an alumni of IIT Madras and has been at IIT Madras Research Park, a good friend. And he actually met me on a flight. He sat next to me, and throughout the flight he talked about it. And it is that which opened my eyes. Something like this. And then we have been helping them, going through the program, figuring out, and their program is really making a difference. What is important that this program is extremely critical for India. As I told you, India is known to be a diabetic capital. And they will continuously improve. And we have been working, several of us are working, Dr. Gaurav Rana, Dr. Mohan Shankar, myself, we have been trying to independently evaluate the data, their data, and we are ensuring that they get the right feedback to continuously improve this. Their costs of treatment will come down, treatment will improve, and can make a huge difference to the country. I'm sure this product will be one of the first products to fairly quickly reach the 1,000 crore rupees revenue per year. And as I pointed out, the board of IIT Madras Research Park and IIT Madras Incubation Cell actually entrusted upon me that over next 10 years, see to it that 30 to 50 such products become 1,000 crore rupees revenue per year. And this is one of the first things, and I'm very glad that in spite of not knowing much about the area, I with my colleagues have been able to work, and with Rima, with Gaurav, with Mohan Shankar, and has been able to figure this out. In fact, what I did is that I got one of my peon, young person, 45, maybe 47-year-old person, and he, not even fat, very thin, everything, but he had diabetes, and he's actually not well off, and he had a lot of responsibilities. We were worried about him. So I actually put in money and sort of say, let's treat him. And within a week, he's first sugar went down. It's the third month or something like that. And I've seen it. We've seen enough of it. And we are certainly that it will make a difference. I'll stop here and get you to ask questions.